Hello and welcome, friends. I am Miranda and you are here with May Yoga. Today's video is going to be a great practice for morning yoga. So it's a nice way to kind of kick out those kinks that we build up while we're sleeping. If this is your first time practicing with me, please look in the description below this video and you will find a link to a separate video called Tips for a Safe Yoga Practice. I ask that you watch that first. Prop-wise, we are only going to need an awesome pillow. I recommend having like a bolster pillow, like a longer pillow like this. If you don't have this, then you can get a really thick blanket and kind of fold it into a rectangular shape. This is going to be really nice for our morning practice today. And then of course, the important prop of all, it will be your water, a glass of water, a bottle of water near you. Okay, so beginning our practice today, finding a good seat to start off with. We're just going to settle in here for a few breaths. Your arms just relaxed at the side and it's beginning to arrive. Closing the eyes, taking a few moments here. Taking one more deep inhale. And exhale, release. We'll be moving next to a supine position. So I will meet you on your backs and your mats, arms relaxed at your side. Okay, all together here in a brief Shavasana. Just letting the body kind of melt here for a moment. Arms relaxed at your side. Preparing for a little bit spinal work here, waking us up. So one at a time, just go ahead and bend the knees, bring the feet down to the earth, and then draw the knees all the way into the chest. Squeezing the knees here for a moment, just hugging yourself. And now crossing your right ankle on top of the left, making like an X shape with your legs. Grabbing your feet, the outside of your feet with your hands. You're going to start to make little circles, getting a lower back massage. So just imagine here, drawing little circles with your knees. Moving with the breath. Last one. And then release their legs, squeeze the knees in again. And crossing the other ankle over, grabbing the outside of the hands again. Outside the feet again with your hands, sorry. And then making circles in the opposite direction. Again, just doing a small spinal massage. Exhale when the legs move out. Inhale when they rise up. Last one. And then coming back to center. Releasing those feet. Squeezing the knees and giving yourself another hug. And now bringing the feet down to the earth. You want your feet to be hip-width distance apart. We're doing the windshield wiper movement, but we're going to kind of bring a little bit more into our hips here. So opening those feet up hip-width distance apart. Letting the arms be relaxed and outside of the body. You can put your palms down if you like that kind of grounding into your lower back, but these are going to be small movements, nothing big. So feet hip-width distance apart. You're going to inhale here. And then exhale, go to the left, draw that right knee towards the left foot. And this is where you're going to start to feel that opening in the front of our hips. Inhale, come up, and now fall over to the right side. Moving with our breath here, bringing some kind of vinyasa element to our morning yoga. Working with our breath, bringing fresh oxygen as we work out all those kinks. Last set, falling over to the right, and then inhale, come right back up to the top. Settling here for a second, and then you're going to slowly release the legs out in front of you. Our next movement is going to be a reclined crescent moon. So you know the moon, if it's a crescent moon, is arched like that. So we're going to recreate that in our bodies. So I'm going to do it to the left side first so you can really see how my legs are going. Arms relaxed at your side at first. Upper body is straight. Lower body is as well. And you're going to start to walk those feet out to the left side of your mat so that they come both outside the mat. Getting a little bit of a bend here. And then you're going to cross over the left leg on top of the right. So stabilizing here, crossing at the ankles, the shins area, stabilizing the legs. And then drawing the arms up overhead, completing that crescent moon. Grab the right wrist with your left hand and start to bend over to the left side. You can kind of wiggle the shoulders a bit, creating as deep of a crescent moon bend as you like. And then holding here, feeling this awesome opening on the right sides of our body, bringing fresh blood, fresh oxygen to those spaces that have been, maybe they're still a little asleep, got to wake them up. And for the last part, you can actually move with your breath again, move that kind of vinyasa element. Inhale, pull on that wrist slightly, exhale, release. 2 more, inhale, pull a little more to the left, exhale, release. Last one, inhale, bend, exhale, release. Release that wrist. Gently drawing the arms back to the sides, squiggling those shoulders over to come back to the middle of the mat. And now uncross the legs, and we're going to walk the legs all the way over to the right side. So walking those feet over so they both come off the mat, and then crossing the right leg over on top of the left. Get your legs steady now. Move those arms up. We're going to be grabbing that left wrist with the right hand. So pulling on that wrist, start to move the torso a little into that crescent moon shape. Holding here, really getting into a bigger bend, side bend. Feeling some warmth starting to build up a bit in the side, really releasing and expanding here, preparing us for our day. And then for the last couple of breaths, we're going to move into a slight little movement with our breath. So inhale, pull that wrist a little deeper. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, let it go. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Release the arms. Kind of walk those shoulders. Walk yourself back to the center of the mat. Uncross the legs and then bring those legs back onto the mat, back into kind of a shavasana for just a moment. We're going to move to the final part of our practice on our backs today, and that's going to be a supine twist. This is where your bolster or your blanket comes into play. So I'm going to do this to the right hand side so that you can see it from the angle of this video. So draw the right knee so that the right foot comes down to the ground at first. Point that left foot, and you're going to keep the right foot flexed though. So draw the right knee in, flex that right foot, and then using both hands here, gently start to guide your right leg over your left side, bringing it to the pillow, to that bolster, that blanket that you need. Obviously your lower back's going to come up. It's okay for your shoulders to come up too, just to get that leg situated. Foot is flexed. And then you're going to start to open that right arm behind you so that it's perpendicular from the body. The palms can be facing up. The left hand's going to be on the outside of that right leg to help keep you on that bolster, keep you on that blanket. And start to think about pulling that right shoulder closer to the earth. Really working this twist here to benefit your whole spine. Pulling in the core. Thinking about your core as like a sponge. You want to wring that sponge out. Get all those little toxins out of there. And then to finish it off, going into our breath movement, connected to our breath, we're going to inhale, the arm comes up, exhale to the front. Just touch the fingertips and move back again. Inhale up and exhale back. Fingertips touch, moving through 2 more of these. Just working into our shoulder range, opening up our shoulders. Last one, inhale to the front, exhale, fingers touch, inhale up, exhale, open. Taking one last breath here, really twisting out the core. And then releasing that right hand, bring it to the front of that right leg and help guide the right leg back to the ground. Squeeze that right knee into the chest. And now extend the right leg out, nice and gentle. Picking that pillow up, bringing it to the right side of the mat so we can go into the other side, supine twist. And then drawing the left knee slowly in to your chest. Squeezing that knee in. Right foot points, left foot flexes now. Bringing that right hand on the outside of that left leg. Start to guide that left leg up and over, finding the bolster or the blanket on the other side. Keeping that right hand on the outside of that left leg. Release that left arm, looking at your left fingertips, getting some nice twisting here. Trying to work to get those shoulders, those left shoulder, a little closer to the ground. And then finishing with our vinyasa movement here. Inhale, hand rises up. Exhale to the front. Breathing in, bringing that arm up and out. 2 more of these. Inhale, rise to the front. Just working those shoulders open. Last one. Inhale up and down in front of the body. And then inhale, bringing it all the way, exhaling back. Just the last couple of breaths here. Really giving a nice, complete twist, even into our hips. A little stretch. Nice. Release that left hand, helping it guide that left leg, nice and gentle. Coming back, connecting the back to the mat, and then releasing the left leg. Finding just a brief shavasana, just a brief one. Don't go back to sleep on me. Gotta wake up. So just relaxing the arms for a moment at the side of the mat. Last breath here. And then moving up towards a tabletop, bending the knees, bringing the feet down to the mat. We're going to do a few spinal rolls to get up there. Last little massage here on our spine. So to do spinal rolls, you can either, if you're not able to do them, it's fine. You can just stay with your hands locked around the shins. Just kind of massage your back this way. Okay? And then come up to a tabletop after a few moments. But if you can, it's nice to get a little play as well into our practice. Wake us up. So inhale, rise up. Exhale to the back. Just moving through. These are always kind of fun to do because you're like a little kid rolling around. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Gently crossing the ankles over and bringing yourself onto tabletop pose, Parmanasana. All right, so in our tabletop, our hands are underneath the shoulders, okay? Your knees are underneath the hips. Now you will see quite often that teachers will have you on the balls of your feet. It does help give you stability in your knees. If you feel a little bit wobbly, this could work. But if you have crepitus in your knees, like I do, those crunchy knees, this can actually really cause some pain on those knee joints. And it's better to disperse that weight by pointing the feet back, pushing into the shins. And even if you don't have crepitus, even if you don't have knee pain, you can try this to really help protect your knee joints. I think it's a good idea always to try to think about our joints all the time. So for me, this is what works best. If you feel like you're a little wobbly here, you can always try to be on the balls of your feet if it doesn't bother you, okay? So from tabletop, we're gonna do some nice little fun movements with our breath. So you're gonna inhale here, and then exhale. Start to make clockwise circles. So moving through the hips. Inhale when you move forward, over to the right, exhale. Really making this as slow or as exaggerated as you want. Kind of thinking about dipping those shoulders over. Really tracing a big circle here. Last one. Exhale. And then come back to a neutral tabletop position. From here, we're going to go into Parsvabalasana, which is bound child's pose. So I'm going to do my right arm so that you can see the way that the arm moves when it comes to the left side. So you're going to inhale up the right arm, palm facing out, looking up at the sky for a moment. And then exhale. Think about swimming that arm through. Palm is up. You're drawing it down to the ground so that your right shoulder comes down to the mat and your head comes down. Okay, so finding that nice stable spot here, pushing that shoulder in, relaxing the head, and then walking that left arm forward. So this is bound child's pose. It's a really nice shoulder opener. You'll feel this stretch in the backs of the arms and across the shoulder blades. Try to relax the lower body. If your head is fully connected and you feel stable in your neck area, you're not going to hurt your neck doing this, you can even release that left arm up to the sky, bending that left elbow, bringing the hand to the top of the right leg, like towards the front of that right hip. Just making a small bind here. Taking another deep breath here. And then if you're in that bind, go ahead and release that arm all the way up and bring it to the front. Start to walk that hand back towards the body, pushing into the left hand. Help guide yourself up, nice and gentle, bringing the hands back to tabletop. Okay? So again, now we're going to do those circles. We're doing in the opposite direction. So we're going to be going counterclockwise now. So inhale here. And then exhale. Start to draw those circles, counterclockwise movements. Bending the elbows a bit if it feels good to really draw the shoulders in when you move forward. Just getting a whole nice range of movement here. Think about maybe your heart is drawing circles on the mat. Kind of gives you a visual of your movement. And then last one, inhale. And exhale. Find that tabletop. Good. We're moving into that bound child's pose on the other side. So now the left arm is going to float up, palm facing out. Exhale. Draw it under that right arm, swimming it through so that your palm is facing up. Relaxing that left arm down to the ground in a straight line away from you. Head comes down to the mat. And now walk that right hand out. Gripping that right palm down to the mat. Left palm is facing up, pushing into the shins, stretching into the space between our shoulder blades, and then holding here, or releasing the right arm up to the sky, bending the right elbow, drawing the back of that right hand to the front of the left hip, or the top of the left leg, wherever you can reach, and then pulling that right shoulder a bit more open. Making sure you're not putting any strain on your neck here. You're really pushing into that left arm, giving you that nice foundation. Last breath here. And then release that right arm. Inhale and bringing it back to the front. Starting to walk the right hand closer to the body. Walking and drawing yourself up, returning to your tabletop. Very nice. Shake it out maybe a little bit. We're going to drop to our bellies fully from here. So you can just tuck one foot back at a time, lowering yourself down to your stomachs. Coming into Sphinx pose now. So Sphinx pose, remember, is the elbows are directly under the shoulders. You can kind of know that distance by checking with the forearms, checking that the outside of the fingertips come to the outside of the elbows. So getting your shoulder width distance here. And then rotating the arms so they're pointed to the front. Elbows are grounded. From here, we're going to do some nice little neck release here. We're just going to do some head rolls, some neck rolls here. So inhale, exhale, drop the head down, chin down to the chest. And now moving into circles here. Inhale over to the left. Exhale to the right. Doing 3 in each direction. So inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, last one in this direction. Exhale, pull the chin into the chest. And now going counterclockwise. Inhale over to the right. Exhale, down. From here, you can kind of think of your nose drawing the circle now. Just gives you a nice visual for people that need that. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, down. Very nice. So from here, we're actually going to move down to a cobra, little twisted, kind of a variation on the cobra. So drawing the whole body down for a moment, zippering those legs tight together, arms relaxed at the side. You can just drop the chin down for a moment. Feeling the connection of the tops of our legs. The toes are pointed back, legs together. And then bringing the hands like you're going into cobra. The difference with this is we're actually going to bring the arms outside of the mats so that your arm's going to come to about a 90-degree angle in the elbows. And you're going to be on your fingers, so you're going to tint those fingers, okay? So tinting the fingers to bring the fingertips down to the ground. They are perpendicular from your body with your elbows up at a 90-degree angle. From here, we're going to inhale, push. And we're going to do our vinyasa movement here. So exhale, draw the right shoulder forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left shoulder drops forward. This is a twist here. Inhale, rise up. You're getting a nice little shoulder opening and chest opening work, but you're also squeezing those glutes, getting that booty a little tighter, working into our lower back with the twist. So just 2 more of these. Inhale, last set. Exhale, right shoulder comes forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left shoulder comes forward. Inhale, rise up. Very nice. Slowly release yourself. Again, arms can relax to the side, chin can drop to the mat. Or if you want to drop the forehead down, you can do that too. That pinches your neck to have the chin down. Just taking a moment here, releasing those shoulders. Final thing here in our prone kind of position is going to be pushing up to hero's pose, Virasana. So bringing the hands under the shoulders, keeping the knees together. You're going to start to push into those arms. Maybe walk the knees forward a bit. Coming into the center of the mat makes it easier for you. And then sit back on those heels. Very important in Virasana that you are keeping the feet together. You're not letting the ankles sickle out is what we call it, because it's kind of like shapes out like a sickle. So we really want to think about keeping those feet close together as much as you can, strengthening the ankles while you're sitting in Virasana. Okay. So our final kind of thing here on the knees, I'm going to turn my mat just a little bit so you can see this better, is we're going to do a little side bend action here. So in Virasana, sitting on our heels, we're going to start with the right arm. I'm going to be your mirror now because I'm more towards the front. So bringing the right arm, like the right fingertips out beside you, kind of perpendicular from the hip. Start to bend into that right elbow a bit. So you're doing a side bend action, and you're going to swoop up that left arm, up and over into that side bend. So the left palm will be facing down to the earth. You can stay here if this feels good, hold this. If you want to bring a little focus into your tricep, you can bend that elbow, bringing the hand to the back of the head, and then kind of resting your head a bit back. You'll feel that difference. You can even turn the head a little bit to look at that right elbow, getting a twist into our neck. Bringing some focus into our triceps. Biceps get a lot of work, but our triceps back there kind of get ignored sometimes, so it's nice to give them some attention. Inhale, release the arm up, looking back to the front. And then exhale, release that left arm down, coming back to Virasana. Moving to the other side, I'm going to turn just a little bit better so you can see this. Bringing that left hand perpendicular from the left hip. Being on the fingertips if you like, or when you go into that bend, you can even drop the palm down. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, right arm comes up and all the way over. Getting a beautiful opening, a little more into our side here. Staying here, or if you want to do that tricep work, bending that right elbow, bringing the hand to the back of the head, turning the head to look up at that right elbow, and just resting the head back on the palm. Taking one more breath here. And then releasing that hand and releasing it all the way down. Finding Virasana, letting your hands relax on the top of the legs. Just taking a few moments, closing the eyes, really feeling the difference from where you were 15 minutes ago to where you are now. And then opening the eyes. We're going to move to our booties. I'm going to do this in a very nice, controlled way by just starting to shift the weight over to one side, like a mermaid. When you get over to that one hip, you're going to kick the legs out in the opposite direction. Bring yourself down with your legs out in front to begin, and then bending the knees, bringing the feet one at a time. Okay? Our last part of the physical aspect of today's yoga video is going to be a kind of combination of some different movements and different poses to kind of just bring it all in and help make sure you get all those little knots and kinks out, hopefully for your rest of your day. So we're going to go into Agnisthambasana for the seated part here. Agnisthambasana is fire log pose. So if you need like kind of a little bit of guidance here, we're going to start on our left leg, okay? So you're going to pull out that left leg and bring it so that the left shin, the front of their left leg, bottom part, is going to be parallel with your hips. Or if you're turned to your mat, you can kind of draw it in the same line as the edge of the mat. When you have that, flexing that foot, you want to pick up the right foot and draw it to the top of that left knee. Again, flexing that foot. This is a really great hip opener. You should feel a nice, beautiful pulling in that hip. If it's too much for you, gently come out of it a bit, grab that awesome pillow that we had for our prompt today, and you can just bring it underneath your seat. Gives you a little bit of height, which can help you in these hip openers if you're still feeling really tight in those hips, or if you just started with yoga. This is a nice way to adjust yourself. So if you have that pillow now, all underneath the sit bones, again, pick up the right foot, bring it to the top of that left knee. So this is your seated part, Agnisthambasana. Okay, now with your left hand, we're going to do a little yummy massage here for our foot. So bringing that left hand to the right foot, you want to think about weaving your fingers between the toes. So this is just a nice way to kind of start to open into those toe joints, especially if you know you're going to be on your feet a lot today. You want to wake those feet up, make sure they're nice and active, okay? So having your fingers interwoven with the toes, start to kind of open and close, flexing those feet a bit, kind of getting into the space as much as you can here. And then clasping your hand, okay? With your right hand, it's going to be on the top of that right shin, all right? Now we're going to finish this with body circles. A lot of this waking up, I know, is with circles, and that's what's so amazing about morning yoga, is you really want to bring that full fluidity into it. So inhale here, and then exhale. Start to go into that clockwise so you can bow forward, and then inhale when you move to the back. Really using your hands here to help pull you deeper, going through that whole range in your circle. And again, connecting that breath, opening up our air passageways with these deep, deep breaths. Waking up the mind. Last one here. Inhale. Exhale to the front. Inhale, rise up. Good. Last few moments, go ahead and wiggle that foot a little bit. Releasing the fingers, maybe just taking a moment here with both hands to kind of massage your feet. Give yourself a little foot massage, a little love. Maybe up into the ankles too, rubbing into those ankles. Ankles and feet do so much for us. Really gotta make sure they know that they are appreciated. Okay? So you should be feeling a little more awake, especially on that foot there. We're gonna gently release this, using both hands to help pick up the right leg, bringing the right foot down, and then moving over to the left side, bringing both feet down to the ground, sitting up nice and tall. Now we're moving to the opposite side. So now your right leg is going to come out down to the ground in front of you. So you're on that pillow nice and sturdy if you're using the pillow today. Flexing that foot, drawing the shin so that it is parallel with your hips, directly in front of the body. When you have this nice and grounded, use the hands, help guide the left leg now. Flexing the left foot, comes to the top of that right knee. Very, very flexed. Great opener into this left side. So now you have your right hand coming to that right foot. Wiggle those fingers into those toes, into the webbing in your toes, and just start to stretch that open. Maybe do little circles here. Whatever feels good. This is all about just giving some attention to your beautiful feet. So maybe flexing here, curving them. All right. And now really pushing your fingers all the way down to the base of the space between your toes. Make sure you have a good grip. Your left hand's going to come to the front of that shin. And this is where we're going to have our hold here to move into the circles in the counterclockwise direction. So we have to go in the opposite direction of the first one, all right? So inhale here. Exhale to the front. And begin your circles. Inhale when you move to the back. Exhale when you pull yourself forward. Again, bringing the shoulders into this, really pulling forward when you come to the front. This is our final big circle work. So like I said, morning yoga is a great time to bring these circles into play. It's just an awesome way to bring fresh blood, to bring some more awake feeling to all the parts of the body. Last one, coming to the front, exhaling. And then inhale, rise. Last few moments, giving that foot a little extra attention. Don't want your left foot feeling neglected, right? So giving a bit of a massage here, up into the ankle if you like. And then releasing your feet, either coming to a cross-legged seat or a butterfly if that feels like it's good for you for right now. Arms relaxed at your side. So this concludes the physical aspect of our morning yoga video today. You're free to go here, of course, or if you would like to stay with me for a few minutes longer, I'm going to be doing some mental health work now. We're going to be doing some affirmations together that will really help us feel like we are ready to tackle the day ahead of us, that we are inviting in all of the good energy that we can. So if you're not up for that today, if you don't have time, I completely understand, of course. Go on with your day feeling more awake, more energized, hopefully, with our physical workout today. And if you did like the video, please feel free to give that like below this video, leave any feedback that you wish, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you. And for anyone who is still here with me, we're going to be moving into our mental work. So just taking a minute here, keeping the pillow underneath our booties, so that's really going to give us a nice seat that we can completely relax into. I want you to find the seated position that you're going to be able to hold for the next few minutes. So if you think you can stay in a butterfly or half lotus or however you're sitting, okay. If you think it might get a little too tight, a little uncomfortable, that it's going to be difficult for you to maintain, go ahead and release and come into a different seated position, maybe just a cross-legged, okay? So taking a few moments here, just closing the eyes to settle back down before we begin. All right. So going into the affirmation work for today, there will be 3 sentences that I will say. I will pause after saying each sentence to let you repeat this either out loud or in your mind if you're more comfortable with that. There's going to be 3 sets of these 3 sentences. The arms are going to be a little different for each set. So on the first set, we're going to have our arms really just all the way engaged to the sky with our shoulders dropped a bit so we're not pinching, but really strengthening, really reaching for the air here. Okay, after that first set is finished, the first set of 3 sentences, you're going to release the arms down, take a breath. Our second set, your arms are going to be about 45 degrees. You're really starting to, less strengthening and more welcoming kind of a arm movement here, arm holding. So having the arms out at 45 degrees, palms are faced up. After we finish that second set, again release the arms down. And for the third set, the most welcoming kind of arms that you can think of, having the palms facing up, having those arms stretched out to the side. Not like really, really straight going crazy or anything, but just feeling like you are inviting in everything that you want for your day. All of that positivity, all of the support and the love, the compassion that you want, you're welcoming it in. Okay, you're literally giving good stuff, good energy, a hug. So we're going to go through this really nice and relaxed. And at the bottom of that third set, again, releasing the arms by your side and just taking a few breaths. Okay. So closing the eyes all together here. One more breath in. And exhale. And now slowly on your inhale, bring the arms up straight overhead, dropping the shoulders down, palms facing up. I look forward to this day ahead of me. I am open and receptive to love, peace, and joy. I accept all the blessings life has to offer. Dropping the arms down, relaxing them on top of the legs, palms facing up, taking a breath here. On your next inhale, rise the arms, float them back up to the sky, palms up, about 45 degrees out. I look forward to this day ahead of me. I am open and receptive to love, peace, and joy. I accept all the blessings life has to offer. Release the arms, again down to the legs, palms facing up, taking a breath. And now going to our most welcoming arms, opening out to the side, palms are up. I look forward to this day ahead of me. I am open and receptive to love, peace, and joy. I accept all the blessings life has to offer. Exhale. Release the arms. Again, just resting on the legs. Knowing that affirmations have power. They help direct our mind. And you can direct your thoughts to more positive, levels, you can control your life. You may not be able to control a lot of this outside stuff going on, of course, but you can control how you react to them. So choose today to direct your thoughts to a higher frequency, to a more positive level. Any time throughout your day that you feel overwhelmed, just taking a few breaths, thinking a positive affirmation can really settle you down and help you maneuver your day in a more healthy manner. So bringing your hands back to the heart. Final Anjali Mudra. I leave you here. You can stay in your seated position, or if you even have time, go back to a quick Shavasana if you like. I really give so much thanks for you for joining me throughout this practice today. And I hope that you have an amazing day. Namaste.